Change is happening all the time. We need to identify and amplify useful change. The key word is useful change. A lot of times when we focus on change, we look at change only on the negative side. I've worked with a lot of organizations, and sometimes some conversations can be very pessimistic as well. It's about lack, it's about the frustrations, and the question is, if we keep holding conversations around difficulties and challenges, after a while, people will always think that there's a lot of firefighting. They don't focus on what's working well. So I work with a large security company in Singapore. They ran a project really well. And after every project, they will always have an evaluation meeting. So they spend the next 2 hours coming together to talk about what happened. And imagine, there were 10 things that they did correctly and 2 things that failed. Can you tell me, where did they spend their 2 hours on? On the 10 things that work or the 2 things that failed? Ready? 1, 2, 3? 2 things, okay? And if you think about it, most of the time, even when we talk about evaluation meeting or we talk about progress, we always talk about, oh, these are some areas that didn't do so well and we can improve on it. And you know what happened? After they finished, they spent the 2 hours talking about all the failures and how they need to mitigate them. But they didn't spend any time talking about the 10 things that worked very well. And you know what's the worst thing? The project was a success, but when they left the meeting room, they actually felt that the project was mediocre. It wasn't so good because they constantly focused on what went wrong instead of what went well. And if you think about it, a lot of conversations at the workplace, we spend a lot of time identifying failures, trying to mitigate them. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is we spend too much time focusing on it that we don't find out what creates success. We don't hold conversations around how can we replicate this success a lot more often? How can we make sure that it's systemized so that everybody can win as well?